the fresh air of the forest and being out in the woods, whether it's a daily hike or something like this, but is a natural kind of, not healer, I don't want to go that far, but it's good for what ails you, I guess.
Hi, Daddy.
All right, good morning. I am at the Gren Anderson Shelter in New Jersey. Just finishing up my coffee, packing up, getting ready to go. It's almost 7 o'clock, so just kind of taking my time. Today should be about an 11-mile day into High Point State Park. They're calling for rain later on today. There was a lot of rain overnight last night. I slept in this shelter, so I was pretty much protected from the elements, which is good. And I'm just, like I said, finishing up some coffee. Cheers. And just wanted you to know, change of attitude. There is nothing like waking up to the sound of birds in the morning. It's absolutely glorious. So, they're my friends. They love me, I love them. No hard feelings for the past 3 weeks. You guys are the greatest. So I'll see you down the trail. All right, so there is something going on that I wanted to share for mainly future hickory and family. Before I came out here, I had been diagnosed with something called dry eye syndrome. And it's kind of opposite of what it sounds like. I'm not a doctor, but my eyes would overly tear up all the time. It was quite an annoyance. At its worst, it was kind of painful. I would have to lay down, put a warm compress over my eyes until the pain went away. I went to 3 eye doctors. The last one said, "You're gonna have to live with this. There's no cure." There's a prescription, of course, for some eye drops that will help relieve the sensation, but not 100%. So I did the eye drops for a while. They lost their effectiveness. So I quit those. And then I made some adjustments in my diet. And then I started to do some daily eye massages. I think it has to do with some blocked tear ducts. So regardless, my point is, I was going through that for the last 2.5 years. Until I stepped on the trail. And within a few days I noticed it wasn't bothering me anymore. All day I would hike and no problems with my eyes. No problems until, let's say, I woke up in the morning, had to clear my eyes out a little bit, and that's it. So 99% of the time, I don't even know I have whatever dry eye syndrome. And the doctor said, well, it's a function of age. Well, about 10% of adults get it. I was like, you mean I have to live with this for the rest of my life? Oh boy, I wasn't looking forward to that. But I also read a study not too long ago that said that the forest air, the fresh air of the forest and being out in the woods, whether it's a daily hike or something like this, but is a natural kind of, not healer, I don't want to go that far, but it's good for what ails you, I guess. So I know you get a lot of vitamin D from the sun and everything, but I'm 3.5 weeks in, and it's almost like I never had a problem with my eyes at all. So it's kind of interesting, being out in the fresh air and maybe not confined to, the quality of indoor air. But I'm, for me, I'm really liking it. And it's like now I just take it for granted that my eyes are back to normal. And I don't want to, but we'll see. I think the real test is whenever I come off trail, get back into whatever, the civilized world, whatever you want to call it, and spend more time indoors. Will it come back? And that's going to be the real test. But I like this. All right, also speaking of body ailments, just an update. Yeah, my body's tired. But that's generally speaking. Specifically, my legs are not throbbing at the end of the day anymore. So that's a good thing. I mean, there's a little bit, but it goes away pretty quick once I just kind of lay down and get about 15 minutes of rest. No problems with my back, no problems with my knees or my shoulders, just the feet. And that's understandable, I guess, but my feet hurt at the end of the day. I massage them out with a massage ball. But also in the morning, they're really stiff, and it takes about 15 or 20 minutes of just kind of, getting things organized, getting things ready to hike on that day for them to kind of work themselves out. So I'm hiking now. I'm maybe a half mile into it, and my feet feel fine. It's just they're really stiff in the morning. Makes me feel older than I am. Like like I should maybe use my trekking poles first thing in the morning to get around, to go to the privy or something like that, or get some water. But man, I can't imagine after 6 months of this what my feet are going to feel like. Like, are they going to be stronger, or are they going to be like really, really tough to, am I going to feel the results of this long hike with my feet for a long time after I'm done with this? But we'll see. I think if I just keep up massaging the bottoms of them, trying to take care of them, that's the best I can hope for. Unless they have some like foot replacement surgery, but I don't want to do that. All right, so the trail is moist and wet this morning. There was a lot of rain last night. They were thunderstorms that woke me up. There was thunder and heavy rain. And so, like I said, more rain is expected this afternoon. But right now, kind of a bright, partly sunny morning. Feels good, cool breeze. Let's get on with the hike. I am halfway into my hike today, about 5.5 miles. I got it planned 11.3 miles, I think, to High Point State Park. And the issue today is trying to beat the rain. So about the time it's going to take me to get to High Point State Park, 5.5 miles down, there's a 100% chance of rain expected to hit. So that could, be hit or miss on either side of that, an hour or so. So I'll probably be caught in the rain by the end of this, but getting to High Point State Park, I'm taking a planned rest day tomorrow. So I'm going to try and get a ride out of there to some lodging. So it's really motivating me to get through, let's just call this Pennsylvania Junior, because New Jersey is, to me, about the same terrain as Pennsylvania. So my feet are still taking a beating, but it is what it is. So we're going to try and pick up the pace here and, take a couple of rests along the way, get some hydration. But we'll see. The sun's kind of poking through right now, but there is a 100% chance of rain coming. So that's the challenge. Let's go. Okay, I just came upon the Mashantucket shelter in New Jersey. And there's room for about 6 people in there. That's over my shoulder. And right there is a privy. I haven't been back there. And also, that's a bear box. So you can store your food in there. And this will protect you from the elements for sure. It's not the greatest environment, but hey, it's out in the woods. If it was pouring down rain, I would sleep there. So got no time to hang out here, so we are heading down the trail onward. All right, so just about not even a 1/10 of a mile down from that shelter, there is a tenting area, and there's several opportunities to tent back in here. There's a fire ring, but what I notice, quite possibly getting better at this because I'd rather tent, but this is all on a slight slope down. You probably can't tell, but I prefer flat spots, and I think there may be 1 or 2 possibilities there out of half a dozen. But anyway, a good tent spot if you can get there before everybody else and pick out the best spot, the flattest spot with no rocks or roots sticking up. That's preferable. So, all right, let's go. Looks like a very pretty trail. Deceptive. Okay, the reason that trail looks so nice, and I said it was deceptive, is because that was not the Appalachian Trail. It was kind of a nice wide, almost like a road. Nice grassy median. I was like, all right, we got something here. It was actually the wrong way out of that shelter area. It was not the AT, and I realized it about 2 minutes in. I didn't see any white blazes, so I stopped and checked my phone app, Guthook, and realized by GPS I was heading off the intended pathway of the AT. So you have to take a sharp left turn at that shelter, right down the left side of it, to remain on the AT, and not what seems to be the obvious way. So yeah, so this this way out is not as nice. It's more rocky. So that's the way it goes. Just advice if you're out here, like I said before, just if you're on a trail and you kind of have this gut instinct that you are not on the right path, stop and check yourself by the GPS. It might save you some time and some distance. So onward.